This is to everybody and anybody who's interested in HILMATOK University.
All right, I'm campus security. Let's go for a walk. So please, exit. Go. I don't. No.
Have a good night.
You have to bear with me because I've been emotional and I had to write down my thoughts so that I wouldn't miss anything. But this is how you start an educational revolution.
I know I didn't just see a white woman crying about her not being a part of HILMATOK. I know I didn't just see a white woman crying on here about HILMATOK.
Okay, white women. So now that we're feeling excluded from and kicked out of Dr. Barlow's HILMATOK University, we're finally ready to have these conversations. I mean, okay, but it's not a good look for us that it took until we felt personally affected by all of this stuff to really take an interest. So let's talk about why we don't need to be in this particular space at this present moment learning from these Black women.
Hey fam, Gracie here once again. Welcome back to the channel. I am hoping that from wherever you my people are watching this from, you're doing alright and God has protected you and preserved you very well. And to you that continuously support me on here, I do appreciate you. And to my members, shout out to you guys. You do me amazing as well. And as always, we are back with another juicy, interesting one. Yeah, you probably have landed on the HILMATOK side of either YouTube or, TikTok. And this was an initiative created specifically by Black women to educate Black people on Black issues, Black American history. And of course, you probably have seen where there are allegations that palm-colored women wanted to, take over and trademark this, and Black people came out and fought for this. It's not only that. Black people realize that these people are not the type of people that we need to have in our spaces, because apparently, tell me why in the lecture rooms these palm-colored women were trying to announce their arrival and they were flirting with the Black professors. I'm talking about men. And some Black women are like, are you looking for a Black something? Right? We are here on serious issues and you're making this a joke, right? And I've compiled a lot of, clips in here. Hopefully I have all of them. There are those that are literally crying and Black people are like, why are you crying? We don't need you here. And in these clips, you're going to see Black people escorting palm-colored people out of the lecture, out of Black spaces. Let's look at all the clips that I collected all here together and shout out to the creators. We'll come back and talk about it.
This is to everybody and anybody who's interested in HILMATOK University.
All right, I'm campus security. Let's go for a walk. I need you to understand this. If you don't understand why HILMATOK was created, then you can't participate. You're ruining the fun. So please, exit. Go. I don't. No. I don't want a response. I want you to go into the night. Be free, bird. Be free.
This is to everybody and anybody who's interested in HILMATOK University or TikTok University or whatever the hell you want to call it, because honestly, I don't care. I created a course, a wild pregnancy free birth course, and I started posting about it, and I left a comment on somebody's page letting them know that I was so excited for everything that we as people have been able to build and to create and share knowledge. As a Latina woman married to a Black Latino man who speaks some Spanish but not a whole lot, we raise our children to be inclusive and accepting and loving, and to always want to learn and encourage them to learn and support everybody regardless. But the problem is that now we're coming across posts and comments being made about which is understandable. Let me say it is understandable where it's coming from. I'm not trying to take anybody's place, babe, but there are amazing Black women who have had unassisted births and wild pregnancies and can educate on that topic. But let me tell you that with every knowledge, there's always a different perspective, and perspective is what helps us grow and become more knowledgeable. There's resources that maybe I have that somebody else does not have, and vice versa. And I'm never going to stop learning, and I'm never going to stay quiet and be put in a corner, because that's exactly what got our society into the place where it is right now. I'm not telling you to do anything or to subscribe or to be a part of it, but we can be a part of the change, and that's what our world needs right now. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know. But listen, with certain comments that have been made, they may say we need our husbands to sign before we could open a bank account, and single women don't mean nothing, and whatever else may happen. And if you need support, then I want to be that support. If you need education, then let me help educate you, because there's only so much research one person can do, and I'm going to feed knowledge into you, and I want you to feed all the knowledge into me. When I started homeschooling my kids, I came across a homeschooling program called Woke Homeschooling. And it was a Black woman who created a course, and she found all of the real history on Native Americans and Black and Hispanic and Asians, and she put it all together and made an amazing course. And whether you homeschool or not, baby, look up that course, because when I tell you woke homeschooling is the way you want to go, when educating your children in a way that they will know and understand and relate to, that's where you want to be. But with all of that being said, let's just love on each other, because there's enough bullshit going on in the world, and we don't need none of that.
Have a good night. Fuck you. Do not say anything to me. Nothing. You're a bitch. I have no interest in talking to you. None. You have to bear with me because I've been emotional and I had to write down my thoughts so that I wouldn't miss anything. But this is how you start an educational revolution. Somehow this white woman ended up on the right side of TikTok, and I was inadvertently invited to join Dr. Barlow's class. And since then, I have been automatically enrolled in course after course, starting with TikTok University and ending up at HILMATOK University just today, where thanks to Miranda's organization, you can find your course list in one streamlined format. And as I scrolled, I found myself in tears, because I have worked in the slogs of education for over 2 decades. And for too long, higher education has been out of reach for too many people, too expensive, too privileged, too unwilling or unable to adapt and change. But you have all said no. We won't bow to the constructs of education. We won't bow to the constructs of what you say education has to be or should be. Instead, we will educate one another. No longer will knowledge and skills be hoarded behind gates, but will be amassed by the populace freely and joyously. And I'm so happy to be here with you.
Oh, wow. Black women giving university classes. Hello, everyone. I'm white, and I'm taking the classes too. Clap for me. Everybody, clap for me. Because I'm white, and I'm taking classes taught by black women. I am amongst black people, and I am quietly taking the classes too. And if you didn't hear me the first time, I'm white. Yeah. If you want to understand what I'm talking about, click on the comment of this video. But I was listening to a live that several black women had this morning, and the topic of discussion was, should non-black people be able to attend HILMATOK University? First and foremost, and I've said this, you cannot control what comes across someone's FYP and force them and tell them they can't watch or listen to it. That'd be delusional. But they did say one thing that made a lot of sense, that unfortunately, and I actually made this point in a few videos, unfortunately, a lot of us will have to be inclusive, because if we're not, the platform could be taken down. The videos will start to get reported. The users will be banned. And worse, and we've seen this happen before, some of these professors could end up losing their employment. How many black creators have we seen come and go on this app because their content was mass reported by white people who didn't like it? Just even over the last couple of weeks, I've had my videos be reported and taken down. So in defense of HILMATOK, because I've seen them repost videos of white people bragging that they're taking the classes, or, you know, at the end of the day, I can understand it, because if white people feel uncomfortable, we know this, we've seen it, if they feel uncomfortable, if they get mad, and now HILMATOK is banned, and now all these professors making these videos are banned, then what's left? So as I have stated myself in a couple videos that I have posted and made, a lot of black women aren't necessarily doing this because they like the idea of white women taking advantage of the free labor of black women and piggybacking off of our shit once again. They're doing it because if they don't, the option is the platform getting banned, videos being taken down. So it's kind of like it's being done out of survival mode. Now, are there some black women who are doing it because we have been trained generationally to think that if we're open to white people, they're going to be open to us and to be loving and accepting and forgiving of everyone? Hell yeah, and I stick by that shit. I said what I said. But I also know that, like I said, unfortunately, sometimes we just do it out of survival mode.
I know I didn't just see a white woman crying about her not being a part of HILMATOK. I know I didn't just see a white woman crying on here about HILMATOK. We don't care. We don't care. We never have and we never will. The people that, the black people that do care about your fucking tears, have them. Take them. Coddle them. Let them lift you up, white woman. Yes! All of y'all lifting these white people up. Tell me, what do we in this time, in any time, what do we need from white people that requires teaching? Bitch, I don't need no type of teaching from you. I need your money. I need your position. Give me that. Donate some fucking money. Buy an app so all of the black people can get on there and fucking learn some shit. And maybe you can download the app too. Bitch, I don't need you to teach me shit. I want your fucking dollars, ho. Yeah, we don't need that. You ain't got nothing to teach me. What can you teach me about being black in America?
I've been trying to make this video for about 20 minutes now. And I'm so fucking angry. And when I get angry like this, I get emotional. But you know what? So be it. A group of black educators and black business professionals got together and created HILMATOK, which is what we do as a community. We uplift and we teach each other. And I'm so proud to see it because it takes us back to what our ancestors used to do. And then here come the white people, specifically white women. One white woman tried to claim the domain so that she could profit off of it. I'm online in one of the classes and I'm listening to this professor speak, handsome black man. And in the comments, the black people are asking questions. They're trying to fucking learn. And what are you white bitches doing? You're trying to get some black D. You're flirting. You're cracking jokes. There was one black woman who asked the question of the professor. And a white woman decided she was going to answer the question. To which the black woman replied, "Thank you, but I'm asking the professor." And this bitch replied, "You don't have to get an attitude, honey. I'm just," what? I get it. A lot of you bitches don't have voices at home. None of you bitches know what community looks like. But this is pissing me off to the point of no return. It's a rage inside of me. Because you bitches scream about unity, but you don't know how to fucking unite. Everything is about you. And my people, because we're a loving people, we know we can't force you out of these spaces, so we try to welcome you with open fucking arms. But you don't know how to come in quietly. You're like a bunch of fucking drugged up bulls in a china shop. You destroy everything that's fucking good and pure. And you bring nothing, absolutely nothing of fucking value. You see a space where you can take and get free labor, and your ancestral genetics kick the fuck in. And don't get me wrong, I'm upset because I'm sick of it, but I expect this from you. But I am so tired of my people allowing you bitches into spaces where you just fucking take and destroy, you shit all over it. Just stay the fuck out of our spaces if you can't learn to be respectful. It's that fucking simple. Deconstruct your shit and then double.
Please tell me this shit is not true. I need you to watch this.
I need somebody to tell me that it's not true. I need somebody to confirm for me that it is just an urban myth, an urban legend that some white woman is trying to trademark HILMATOK University. Because I've been sitting here for the last few days in awe of what Black women and Consciously, didn't miss you, just in awe of what you've been able to do in a very short period of time, that you collaborated, you coordinated, and offered your intellect, your knowledge, your expertise, your generosity to the masses. And from what I can tell, there was no gatekeeping. Even though you took the charge, and I didn't see a single white person, male or female, offer to volunteer their time, their expertise, or their knowledge to the cause. Nope, not one. You didn't say this is only for Black people. And as white people do, we think everything is for us and that we automatically have an invitation to everything. Supposedly some white woman is trying to trademark it. And I did also learn that some people need to be reminded of what Hillman is. It is not ours. It was Claire and Bill's alma mater. And then Denise went off to college and they started a whole TV show called A Different World around the faculty and the students at Hillman. So fictional HBCU, but HBCU nonetheless, and it is not ours. So somebody please tell me that it's fake, that it's just a conspiracy, that somebody's trying to stir the pot and make us look worse than we already do as a demographic. And if it is true, fucking stop. Ladies, respect boundaries, know your place, have some manners. You don't go into other people's houses and just take things. It's embarrassing. I'm ashamed. I'm just ashamed. So it was really nice to have some light during some very dark times. And I really want to know that this isn't true. So somebody prove to me who it was, or tell me it was made up. Because Hillman does not need any controversy around it, or any whitewashing, or any, can we keep it pure? Can we just keep it perfect? Thank you. Okay, bye.
See, when this thing became a runaway success, that is one of the first things I thought about. The fact that it hasn't been trademarked. I wasn't sure how big it was going to be, because none of us knew how big it was going to be. Nobody knew the way it was going to voluptuate. Nobody knew how big it was going to be. And if this is true, and yes, my voice is gone, you'll be all right. If this is true, okay, let me get myself together, because I am really getting emotional about this, because just the little seed that Dr. Barlow planted unintentionally, it's like she took her peach pits and just threw them out there, and it sprouted a whole orchard, just for the threat of someone of that group to come in and want to just snatch it from us. So reminiscent of what they continue to do. I did a video about that. They just come in, just right up under us. Before we can even birth the thing, we're in labor pains. Just having them fake labor pains. Water ain't really broke. They're already trying to snatch the baby out of our hands. Some of us haven't even taught a class yet. You're telling me the threat of someone coming and trademarking this thing that we all created collectively, that we are so proud of, actively trying to protect, and a lot of people want to gatekeep it. You know, I'm one of the ones, I'm like, hey, I'm cool either way. I'm cool if it's all of us. I'm cool if it's just us. This is really causing me to pause. It's really causing me to put my guard up. You know, you work on trusting, and then what do? They go and break the trust. Even if it's not true. This lady saw it somewhere, heard it somewhere. So there's some rumblings, which means that someone could potentially do it. I am disgusted. It's just another example of how we just can't have anything. We just can't be left alone. We can't just be viewed as happy. We can't just be skipping along, just frolicking. We can't even just love up on each other. There's some of you who respectfully come in and say, I would love to be invited, but if I'm not welcome, I'm okay. And then there's others who just want to Tulsa us, Rosewood us, Philly, back in the 80s. Because God forbid we do what you all say, which is pull ourselves up by the bootstraps and do something for yourselves. The moment we do it, y'all want to snatch the baby before it even comes out the coochie. It can't happen this time. So I'm going to end it with this. I am willing to contribute money to help us trademark this, because what I'm not going to do is just sit back and not ask us to collectively contribute and pool our dollars to protect our thing that we all created. Like in what? Days and days, this thing has made an international impact, and it proves what we as a people are able to do. So family, we're gonna step up and we're gonna step in. The creators of the term, HILMATOK University, I need y'all to get on it, and then you need to put it out there so we can pool our money to get these trademarks. All right, attorneys, it ain't free. We ain't doing no off the internet paperwork. We're gonna get this shit done and we're gonna do it right. Because we're not gonna let this thing be another dance, trend, movie idea, whatever. Not gonna be another thing that they come in and just take from us, because they move faster than us. And then as we're creating, we're not thinking about the business. We're gonna handle our fucking business. That's what we're gonna do. Handle our fucking business.
Okay, white women. Some black women are upset with us in the comment sections at HILMATOK University. Before we start getting defensive and responding in kind, let's take a deep breath and talk about it, because we have emotional labor to do. We need to start with a really important fact. When you find yourself in a space where you are a minority, you are not judged first as an individual, but you are judged by the quality that makes you a minority. And if you dislike that, if you're finding it really uncomfortable, consider the implications for Black women, who often have no choice in their real lives but to be in spaces where they are the minority, and often by a large margin. So many of us try to distance ourselves from what white women represent as a whole. We talk about our progressive politics, or our other marginalized identities, or the books that we've read, or our Black friends and family and coworkers. But it is precisely our desire to distance ourselves from what it means collectively to be a white woman that makes us so dangerous. Look and read and listen to what biracial people say about their white moms, their white families, even the progressive ones. Look at the stats from the most recent elections. Read what Black women said after the results were released. Listen to what they said. Although we may not feel like we have a lot of power in society because we have less power than some, we still have much more power than others. And if we don't accept and understand what that truly means, then we cannot consciously choose not to wield it against other people. It's uncomfortable. It's not fun, but it is how the world is at this present moment. And so if you are a person who you think that you should get to be judged as an individual and not as a collective white woman, then sit down, shut up, listen to what people are saying, and don't ask for recognition from Black women that you're different. Because unless you can truly prove otherwise, which takes time, effort, commitment, you are a white woman and you are dangerous. We all are. So let's do better. Okay, white women. So now that we're feeling excluded from and kicked out of Dr. Barlow's HILMATOK University, we're finally ready to have these conversations. I mean, okay, but it's not a good look for us that it took until we felt personally affected by all of this stuff to really take an interest. So let's talk about why we don't need to be in this particular space at this present moment learning from these Black women. Every single generation has some huge, awful, newsworthy event that really highlights how poorly Black people can be treated. And as it turns out, this is not our generation's first go-around. It's only been 5 years since George Floyd was red-rummed. And at that time, we learned about the Black Lives Matter movement, which, by the way, was started by 3 Black women more than a decade ago. We went to protests and we went to marches. And at that time, Black women had some hope They gave us reading lists and they made content for us, articles and books and videos, trying so hard through their pain and their rage and their grief to explain things to us, to help us to understand. And now, 5 years later, we have the audacity to come into their comment sections and say, we want to learn this stuff. We don't know it. How else will we learn? That's not true. All of the stuff already exists. And the real thing is, if you want to be an ally, if you truly want to be a safe person, most of the work starts in your real life, in your home, and in the community that you move in, regardless of whether there are Black people in that community or not. Because the three things that we need to start with in order to truly do the work have nothing to do with Black people. The first is, how do you handle emotions? Do you know what to do with hard emotions, with anger and sadness and grief and disgust and shame and guilt? Do you know what to do when other people are having those emotions? We need to be able to handle our own emotional baggage and also be able to tolerate other people's emotions. The second is to take a look at how you treat people who have less power than you, societally speaking. How do you treat retail workers, service workers? How do you treat children? What are your parenting values? What do you expect from children that you don't expect from adults? And why is that justifiable? And then lastly, how do you allow yourself to be treated by people who have more power than you, societally speaking? Some examples of these could be your father, your brother, your boss, a teacher, a politician, a religious leader. Do you know how to stand up for yourself? Do you know how to set and maintain boundaries? Because until we can do all of those things, any allyship, no matter how many books we've read, will always be performative. And these are the things we have to tackle within our own homes, our own communities, before we can even be able to meet Black women at the level that they are and speak intelligently about these things. So go do some Googling. We have the internet. All of the information is already there. We don't need to be here.
I want you to let me know what you think in the comment section about this entire conversation. And shout out to all the Black professors, Black women and Black men all together that decided to come and, form this initiative to educate Black people on Black people issues, Black American history. In my opinion, this was meant to be a safe space for Black people, but you can already see that Black people cannot even be themselves. That they literally have to be accused of having an attitude when they are addressing things and they are trying to put some people in their place. And we have seen this many times that Black people really don't have that much of a safe space. That is the reason as to why they come up with such initiatives, so that at least they are all together and they can listen to themselves. But yeah, there are those people that have the colonizer gene in them. They will always want to hop in such spaces, and they want to be recognized, because what is the problem? What would be the problem with you just coming and learning in silence? You don't need to announce your arrival, because have you seen Black people announcing their arrivals? Because they feel like, why are they stopping us? If Black people are doing this, how comes we are not supposed to be with this? You are announcing your arrival. You are already telling us you are special and you're white and you're here to learn, so that Black people should feel like, oh wow, you want people to give you praise and be like, oh my God, she's choosing to do the work and she's learning from us. Most of the times when people like that hop in Black spaces, it's because they want to feel superior, because to be honest, they are not superior in their own spaces. Ask yourself how many Black people go in palm-colored spaces and they are asking for recognition. Humility is not in their DNA, and that's something that they don't want to learn. Rather, they would come and be upset whenever they find someone that does not appeal to what they want to hear. Yeah, they would definitely get upset and be like, oh, that person is a racist. Have you sat down and humbled yourself to listen to what they are saying? Or maybe being defensive is part of the problem, because that is exactly what they do for the most part. When such things happen, when such conversations are initiated and opened, they become defensive. And that's a problem. If you want to learn, if you want to humble yourself, if you want to be in this space, why don't you, lose your guards and just see yourself in a lens that other people are seeing you in, instead of you becoming defensive? And how many Black platforms have we seen, like one of our sisters, mentioned that, literally got taken down because of such people, because the moment you say something they don't like to hear, yeah, they are going to report it. I cannot count how many platforms I find on TikTok that speak so bad about Black people. And not just that, but also, I have also encountered a lot of platforms that speak so badly about Africans. And because I'm like, I can't relate, and this I know for sure is berating me, I'm not gonna pay attention. I just hope and go. You know that people that you are announcing yourself among, they really are not that much interested, and you are not the target audience. Did you see that palm-colored lady that be like, we need to be together, we need to love one another? I don't know why she says she's Black and she's married to, I think, a Black Hispanic man, and she has to put that one in there as an excuse to allow her to have access to African American resources and also use this opportunity that was made specifically for Black Americans, right? Yeah, she wants to use that excuse so that she can be accepted. But guess what? People are not accepting that. In fact, they were calling her out and they're like, we don't want to learn anything from you. What can you tell us about being Black when you yourself look white? If you want to be part of this space, know the reason as to why this was started and why are we doing this, right? Yeah, do you know that this is a Black American space and is supposed to be teaching Black history while you're bringing all these other whatever irrelevant topics? Not saying that they are irrelevant, but why do you have to wait for Black people to create this for you to, can't you guys create your own platform and share this? When Black people get silenced in white spaces, for the most part, they're like, you know what, we are not needed here. Shh. They just go. When palm-colored people get told that you're not welcomed here, they're going to get upset and they will ruin everything. And for those that are flirting with professors and Black people are coming out to call you out and you're getting upset, like this is a very serious thing. Most of these people are even married and you're here just because you think you're white. A Black man is going to be excited, because I understand that you can answer, but for some reason, we know that most educated demographic of women is Black women, right? And I feel like some of these people want to prove that they also know. So they want to put Black people down. They're like, oh, that's simple. I also know that, So you show them that you are also educated and you are smart. Nobody is looking for who is smart here and who is not smart. That's the difference, And lots of them have a problem with the fact that Black people are more educated than them, that they are more qualified, that they have more achievements than them. That's why they feel the need to over-dominate and take over. You understand? If you're not asked a question, why do you have to answer? And if you answer, and someone says, thank you so much, I did not ask you, and then you be like, you don't have to have an attitude, excuse you? Is that an attitude when I say, I did not ask you? Your wisdom and advice was unsolicited. That's not what I was calling for. One thing that I had even forgotten to mention is the fact that when they enter these spaces, they want someone to validate them and be like, oh my God, you're really doing amazing. And if there's lots of Black people that are saying, we don't validate you being here, we don't want you here, then those are the bad ones. The good one is the one that is telling them, you have every right to be here. You understand? So they bundle all Black people that are having a voice and they are saying, you're not welcome in this space because those are the facts. That's the truth. You're not needed. This is Black history, yeah? As much if you want to learn, okay, learn, right? But they would like just to go with one voice that is telling them, you're doing the right thing. It is all good. They are seeking for validation. Is that part of the reason as to why you guys are the problem? Is it because you guys are feeling guilt? You are guilty. There's a bit of guilt whenever Black people touch facts and teach facts, and you don't want to feel bad. That's why you're seeking for validation. Seeking validation wouldn't be bad, but I think it is important that you guys do the work. Undo the damage which is going to be so hard. And I understand why Black history wants to be banned, because they want to brainwash a generation of other Black people that are going to come, that palm-colored people are not the problem, because the whole world knows that you are the problem. You did not just do this to Black people. You do not just steal from them, just like, you know, this entire HILMATok university saga is doing. And to be honest, lots of them are saying, you know, okay, we are not part of HILMATok, but we will be part of, you know, whatever TikTok university. And again, copying, taking away from the authenticity of Black efforts, of, you know, Black inventions. That's exactly what they do. To be honest, Black people don't start these things because it is a competition. That's what these people don't get, because for them, in their mind, they feel like this is a competition. Black people want to feel great. Black people are already great. It is evidenced in everything they do. If they were not great, you would not steal their inventions. You would not be in their spaces begging to be accepted. You don't have to beg people to accept you. Bring something of value to this community. And if they are saying, you know what, we don't need this, accept. And either exit or sit down and learn in silence. It's also so good that Black people are standing their grounds and they're like, you know what, we don't want you here. These are our spaces and we don't need to be educated by you, because if you're banning the history from school, if you're banning Black History Month, if you all are literally, you know, been here with us and you've called us this and that, and now you want to educate us. No, we have people that qualify to educate us, and I wish these people got it. What do you, my people, think? I want you to let me know in the comment section, and please subscribe to the channel if you have not. I'll definitely see you in another amazing video. Until then, my name is Gracie and I love you. Bye.